pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval, okay, I'm now going to open up the Jobs Development Authority meeting. And on the agenda, approval of the minutes of February 3rd, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for January, let me get back to it, January 3rd, 2025.
Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second that.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? No further discussion, all in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. An agreement renewal with Larry Weed Farming on the JDA-owned property.
Mayor and members of the commission, this is just a renewal agreement on that land in the industrial park north on Highway 2, on the north side of the road. Larry Weed has been farming that, and the terms of the agreement expired, so this is just a renewal. I think he would like to do it another year, and given that we don't have concrete plans for the land in the immediate future, this next calendar year, to renew that agreement. City attorney has reviewed and we're recommending approval.
Questions or?
Pretty cut and dry. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Pierce, second by Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 5, the Growth Fund for 2024 year-end review. We have Spencer, you want to cover those?
Yeah, Mayor, members of the authority, this is just generally informational. Wanted to give you guys a year over review from 2024, how things went with the growth fund, some significant things. I trust you can read the memo for yourselves, but just as a quick highlight, big revenue booster was Leading Edge paid off their interest buy down in full instead of over time. That was over $85,000. And then as far as significant payouts that we had, we've renewed the 2020 program and the business training program for a total of $120,000 over 4 years. And had our first $25,000 sponsorship for Dockside Entertainment Center. That's installment 1 of 10, and then $100,000 sponsorship. And really, I think that the Jobs Development Authority really got that ag education center off the ground and got some community buy-in with that contingent upon, hey, if the community can raise 500, we'll chip in that 100,000. I think that will let the wheels move in it. So we released those funds this year as well.
That's nearing completion, if I
Yeah, it's looking
understand
really
right.
good out there.
Is it?
So, and then the rest of the memo speaks for itself, included the balance sheets and the general fund line items for you there. Included the loans receivable and accounts payable ledger, just so you see everything that we have coming to us in the future over time and everything going out in the future over time as well. There are 2 memos that Mr. Ash over there with Four Devils Lake typed up. He's ill today, so unable to attend. So I'll just speak on his behalf. Again, the memos speak for themselves, but a couple loans with delinquent payments, specifically the head over heels. We're working with the city attorney on that, as well as then North Dakota Petroleum. They have undergone, I think it was public information that they underwent an auction, and there's some downsizing going there. And I would say we biggest thing for the authority that we want you to know is that we have been in frequent conversation with First United Bank and the Bank of North Dakota. The city had a total of about $120,000 in flex-based interest buy down with this local business. We have spent 40 of it so far, and talking with the Bank in North Dakota, they're a much more substantial piece of that interest buy down. The interest buy down on that has been paused. The contingent requirements for receiving the interest buy down were that payroll was going to rise, and the FT and payroll has evidently decreased substantially, and so they're not meeting terms of the agreement. So Bank of North Dakota paused the interest buy down. We'll keep you posted on how that goes, and within the next 3 months, should have more information for you. But want to let you guys know that is out there. And again, the memo I think speaks for itself. As for the career builders and the 2020 program, I just want to show you a ledger of the city's previous commitments. There was a $30,000 between the business training and the 2020 program from 2019 to 2022. Those funds were exhausted and the city renewed that program for another 120,000 over 4 years. And so heavily used this last year. Some of that 44,000 were payments that were invoices from 2023 we paid in 2024. But that is where the projections and the funds lie specific to those two programs. 15 students were aided in 2024 from that program, as well as 3 businesses supported by the training program. One of the businesses you did 3 times. So wanted to give you an update on those things. Any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, primarily informational for you guys.
Yeah, I got a question. Dockside's almost at a year, or is that still,
A year since, yeah, I think it's just on its first year.
is there any way you can call and see if they'll come in and just give an update how they've done?
This is their first winter that they went through,
Yeah,
so.
we haven't released the 2025 funds yet, so if you guys want an update and then release the
Yeah,
funds,
just
I can talk with them.
There's like a couple questions, like, what happened with the pickleball court, the flooring, why did that, just certain things, just to see, that if they're doing okay, if they're, just to see where they're at.
Mhm.
Would be a good thing.
Anything else? Nothing that requires action?
Nothing that requires action.
Okay. Is there anything else to come before on JDA?
Okay.
Not, I'll adjourn the JDA meeting. And I will open up the city commission meeting. And first thing is approval of the minutes on February 18th of 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from February.
Commissioner Eulenkamp,
I'll second that.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Nothing under awards and proclamations, nothing under public hearing, bid openings, nothing. Visitors, delegations, Commissioner portfolio, Commissioner Kanowski.
Anything for the water department? How's that working out?
Since we last met,
Better.
significantly better. Boil order has been lifted about a week and a half ago. Completed repairs on the broken main on 10th Street. I believe it was the 14th. Yeah. Completed repairs there. It ended up being a pretty substantial blowout in that line. It was right next to a storm sewer and an air relief valve in a manhole. So kind of thinking might have had some frost shifting some things around, caused the pipe to fault out, and then with that much pressure, just kind of blew out the side. It's pretty nasty, like a 2-foot, 3-foot hole in the side of the pipe. So guys were able to repair that, got that back online the following week, coordinated with the hospital, clinic, all that, made sure they were good to go after it was tested, and everything passed there. So same week, they had a couple repairs, industrial park, couple service lines, everything seems to be back in order as of now. So a little bit better so far after a few weeks.
So then they're gonna pave that, I suppose they're gonna fix the roadway on that or sometime?
Yeah, well, as part of the summer, we'll do a street opening where we'll probably do a little more exploring just to see how big of a void we got.
Is
Any
there still
issue?
barricades there?
No, it's opened up.
Is there up?
So that area's ready to go. So other than that, I got nothing else.
No, thank you. That's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Hatch.
Have anything from sanitation?
Nothing for sanitation. Nothing to report.
How about from engineering?
Engineering, the only thing we have is we're working with KLJ to submit a 408 permit for the shared use path project coming from Fort Totten all the way to Devils Lake. A portion of that is going on the top of the dike from kind of like the water treatment plant to Highway 20. They just need a request. They're basically putting a little gravel patch on top to kind of be used as a path. All federally funded, nothing for us, just need us to submit a request to the Corps to use the top of the dike for that path project. So we've submitted that, and we'll be waiting to hear for approval on that permit and future with that project. So
Okay, thank
that's all I
you.
got for engineering.
Rob?
I have nothing for you unless you have any questions for me.
Nothing. Perfect.
And Dominic's not here.
I
so we
see
wouldn't
Dominic,
forget-
yeah.
We wouldn't forget him tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Anything additional with streets, anything?
They started, I believe they started sweeping this afternoon, some of the highways, the viaducts, stuff like that. Gonna continue to do that this week, just bigger areas downtown, bigger streets. We gotta submit some stuff for sweeping residential areas before we start ticking and stuff like that, so that'll wait a little bit, but with some of this nicer weather, gonna try to get a head start on that, so.
We have some issues with some alleys. Is there anything we can do there? There's water running into people's places.
Yep, we can, if you got,
I
let us
have,
know certain areas.
yeah, I've
we'll-
got about 3 areas of concern that have been brought to my attention.
Okay.
And one of them happens to be my alley.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, let us know, they're
Yeah,
gonna be out and about.
there's one on 6th, there's in the older area of town there, so
Yeah, with things moving and thawing out, there's gonna be.
there's some ice and stuff. If they can move some of it for some of the people so the water ain't running in their backyards.
Yep, and they've been running around trying to get some of the problem areas. I mean, we've seen stuff flowing all over town.
If you
There's ice buildup everywhere, so.
take a look, I'll get you the list of the areas that
Okay, yep,
are
that'll work.
concerning. Okay. Anything? Okay, Commissioner Pierce.
Chief Bennett, what do you got?
We had State Fire School this past weekend. I was there to attend the chiefs meeting and then got the opportunity to teach a few classes, so that was fun. We've officially taken over the ARF duties out at the airport. So that was a long time coming, got that done.
Great job, by the way. Oh, to everybody. That's awesome.
We've got the first shipment of our radios, our portable radios came in from Kenwood. We're about 32,000 under budget for those, so, and then of the 80,000 on the bill that you saw, we should be getting 40,000 or 45,000 of that back in reimbursement. So
Did they ever get the antenna tower issue squared away?
not yet, we're still talking about it.
Still
That
talking
was
about it.
brought up at the chiefs meeting, the siren radio stuff. They're still discussing that. I talked with Gary Lorenz, who's one of the representatives for the fire chiefs. He said he'd bring up the concerns, so.
Did you go through Jamestown Communication with that? for Ken?
For the Kenwoods, yes.
So they were that much cheaper from the estimate? 40,
Yep,
wow. That's awesome.
the refunds added into that also, so.
Oh,
it was-
gotcha.
Yep. We're still waiting on the invoice for our mobiles, but we're projecting that we should come in under budget on that, so.
Thanks.
And that's all I have, unless you have any questions of me.
We, originally, we were at the LEC, Federal Bureau of Prisons was behind payments, a total of $219,643.87. Sent a message to Senator Hovind's office. They had their DC contacts get a hold of them. They've, as of right now, they've paid us back they paid with interest, $446,495, $146,495.89. 802 of that, almost $803 was interest. As of now, they're still owing us a total of $42,617.55. I was on the phone with the representative from Senator Hovind's office today, got all the dates from Jessica over at the LEC that the invoices are still owed for. I sent them to her. She's going to send them up to DC and try to get the rest of that money paid. So talking all the way back from 2020, what they owed us, they paid with interest. So that was a great accomplishment to finally get them rattled because they were just sitting on that money, not paying their bills. And that's for the reentry center that they use, their folks coming in. And we're still plugging away on the possible new LEC, trying to get everything lined up for that. Still working with legislators to try and get that bill passed for monies. We'll see how it passed the Senate. Let's see what we can do or pass the House. We'll see what we can do with the Senate. If anybody has any questions on that, they are more than welcome to contact me. Some people have been contacting me angry that they wouldn't pass money for food for school lunches for kids, but they want to pass a jail bill. And they were funded two different ways. So I would be able to explain to them any questions anybody might have on that matter. And there is a legislative update coming up Saturday at 1 o'clock at Lake Region State College. The legislators will all be here for any questions. Pending anything else, man, that's all I have for you.
Okay, thank you. Chief,
Sergeant Graywater just completed his first of 3 weeks of LPO, and that's Leadership in Police Organizations. That was in Fargo. And that's put on by the International Association of Chiefs of Police. So that was something that Chief Kanowski had started back in 2018. And then we just continuing that follow as first line supervision.
Okay.
And then we had March 1st started our 30 days of impaired driving DOT overtime. So that runs through the whole month.
you're promoting that and publicizing.
Correct,
that.
yep, Eric and I.
Yeah, I heard it on the radio this morning.
And that's when you have all these little checkpoints that,
No, they did a checkpoint on, actually on Saturday. That was in cooperation with Ramsey County, Fence County, and Towner County.
Okay.
And SRO Dallas participated in that. He was the DUI officer for that.
okay,
But no, this is a normal 30-day campaign that
Okay.
that we're.
just promote, okay,
Yep, that as well as we do seatbelt overtime, we do texting and driving.
Sure.
things of that nature. That's all.
How much is it for texting and driving if you get a ticket?
It's $100 citation. Is
Really?
that, or distracted driving? What's that?
6 points or something, isn't it? A lot of points.
well,
Wow. Point-wise.
It's a pretty good deterrent,
I don't know if it is.
People are still doing it.
I know they are.
I see it every
It's
day.
not still.
Did you get the same funding that you did, like we took those?
Correct, yeah. Yeah, when speed overtime is part of that as well, so we do that. It's one campaign for a month and a half this year. Where
Please
it's
push
two.
for them to hit that texting thing hard. We got to make people understand that.
That's historically is a campaign that's difficult for officers to work because a lot of times you need the cooperation of the person you stop to admit to what they're doing.
Even if you visually see them doing it.
Correct, because you could be on there for other reasons, which is still legal in North Dakota. You could be using it for navigation, which is still legal. It's
Okay,
not totally hands-free like the state of Minnesota is.
gotcha. All right,
It's a
thank
difficult campaign to work.
you. I get it.
It's everything?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Spencer,
I'm a member of the commission on the informational. You'll see the December 2024 financial report. That's the detail report. I'm going to work the next 2 weeks and provide you an overview similar to what I just did for the JDA for the next meeting to give you an analysis of all the various funds and the meaningful information for you guys. But that is just for the record there. Insert into the public record. And just a lot of gratitude to all the staff. The weather's warming up. Things are looking bright. Smiles, everything. So,
there you go, okay, thank you. Jason,
Nothing to report.
I got Jason 1, 2, and 3 here. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. All right, we'll move on unless there's something that, yep, anything to forget? Nothing under old business, nothing under consent agenda. New business, first item is a microbrewery license application from Reese Brothers Brewing Company.
Yeah,
Okay, Spencer.
the applicant is here, and maybe they can present what they're looking to do.
Okay.
I wrote up a kind of a cover memo to give you a high level overview and the list of the references. The detailed application is in my office if you do want to review it. Just have a bunch of
Yeah,
sensitive personal information
I
that
I
I didn't
saw
want
it.
to
Did you get a chance to read it?
attach
Nice.
it.
Okay,
No, I didn't.
okay. This Douglas, if you come forward, Jeb, and maybe both or whatever. Please come to the podium and identify yourself for the record, if you would. Don't worry about it. You've never speak before, that's okay.
All right. Well, I'm Douglas Reese, founder and head brewer of Reese Brothers Brewing Company. What I'm doing or plan on doing is renting space from Jeb here at Black Paws to brew my own beer. I'll be brewing it myself, packaging it into my own kegs, distributing it or using a local distributor. And I'll have control of all that. And it'll just be renting space from Jeb is basically all it is. So.
He does have that.
Jeb, if you got anything to add to it, or?
Yeah, Jeb Elke, Black Paws Brewing Company. It's Black Paws is still going to produce beer, brew our own beer also. This is it's essentially a way to utilize our facility. Really, when I opened the doors, I was planning to brew at least once, maybe twice a week. During calendar year 24, I finished 5 beers. So I don't have time to run the business and do a lot of brewing. So this is a way to help pay for that,
So
all that equipment that I've got.
you'll be
sitting there.
selling some of your beer on site also?
Yeah. I'll have his beer on tap.
Doug, is your stuff gonna be canned at all, or is it just through a can?
It'll eventually be canned, yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mayor Mullins was just, so contingent upon approval, the fee is $700. So what we would do is we would just prorate it March,
Hmm.
April, May, and June, and then it would come back for approval for renewal
Okay.
at that last meeting in June for July 1 onward.
Okay, what's the wishes of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the microbrewery license for the Reese Brothers Brewing Company.
Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Free beer for the commission.
Second item,
Joking.
certification of the annual maintenance report. Devin, I'm guessing that's yours?
Yeah, we just got a standard form from the DOT that basically stating that we're following all specs and guidelines for all of our urban roads in town. We fill it out every year, so recommend an approval of that and from the commission. So we can
Okay.
sign that and get that sent off.
Okay. Do.
Make motion to approve.
Okay, Commissioner Eulenkamp
Second that.
and Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Mayor Mullins, I think there's two people in the audience that want to speak on a couple of the districts. Is it 85-25, the districts in your letter? Because we've got a number of them. We want to make sure that if you want to comment that we're on the right item. 85-25? Is that what it is? Okay. So,
Is that you too, Dave? Are you on 85-25?
okay, so I think you'd be good to go ahead. Yeah.
I can keep going until that.
Then you might have comments on the 85-25.
Which is the last one.
Yep.
85-25 is the last
Okay.
one.
I got 83-25.
83-20.
Well, you want to speak on that one or you want to wait till
You want to speak on them both at the same, wow.
maybe give an opportunity 83-25 because you don't want to approve it without giving an opportunity to speak.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I'll put you down for this. Okay, thank you. Okay, first item is, number 3 is a resolution determining insufficient protests were filed for Street Improvement District 8125.
So Street Improvement District 8125 is 14th Avenue, 14th Street Northeast. We're paving that gravel road up there. This is saying we haven't received any protests, proving that and getting that wrong.
That's a big project there.
Yeah, that's a state job through, we're using federal funds, urban roads, so.
Perfect.
Is that gonna be a continuous road? I mean,
Yeah, all the way that
or
whole
is there
corner.
gonna be like, you know, how they always put some stop sign erroneously somewhere, to stop traffic?
We're looking at 10th and 14th Avenue to see what we should do at that intersection. Because right now 14th Avenue goes, I believe, all the way from Walnut Street to where there's I think either stop or yield condition at 14th and 14th.
That should almost be a 4-way stop, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, so we're looking at what that might take. You know, it's hard to tell now with traffic patterns and what's going on. So I think actually right now at 7th Street, it breaks it halfway through there. So whether we continue that all the way through and 14th Avenue continues to be or 14th Street continues to be the primary road, we'll kind of look at that as traffic goes. But right now, I believe it's yield at 14th Avenue and then a through on 14th Street. And we're going to leave it as is, you know, see how traffic goes and work our way from there. So
Be a good road to work,
there will probably be plenty of
traffic,
high-speed vehicles up there.
same.
Yeah.
So this resolution is just stating that there's a insufficient protest. Just need approval on that.
Okay,
Make a motion to approve, Street Improvement District number 8125.
Commissioner Kanowski,
Second.
Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 4, a resolution approving plans and specifications and directing advertisement for bids, Street Improvement District 8125.
So this is the same project, just plans were submitted to the DOT last week. They'll be handling all the bid packaging, advertising, all that through them. This is just asking for approval on those plans to have those fully submitted to the DOT. If you want to take a look at the plans, let me know. Go through them, but pretty straightforward.
Make a motion to approve the resolution approving plans and specifications and direct advertising for bids for Street Improvement District 8125.
Commissioner Pierce.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion?
You guys got to take that down and start doing like the military does, make little acronyms for things like SARC or,
No,
Rapstadija or something.
I disagree. Okay, any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5, resolution determining insufficient protests were filed for Street Improvement District 8225.
So this is for 8225, which is part of our city mill and overlay project. There's quite a few different areas as part of that. This one happens to cover Jana Place, Lynn, and Cherry up just off of 14th Street Northeast. Exact same resolution declaring, determining insufficient protest for that.
I'll make a motion approving insufficient protest for project 8225.
I'll second.
Commissioner Haas and second by Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6, a resolution determining insufficient protests were filed for Street Improvement District 8325. And here we have Dave on, you wish to speak on that one?
So this one here, Dave, is 3rd Avenue, I believe, over, which would be just west of Mickey's, is getting the road's getting repurposed. It's part of a bigger district, but 2nd, 3rd, and all the avenues coming down that we've missed over the last decade are finally getting done as part of that. Your building was considered for square footage there. So that's all 8325 is.
The other names, like in front of the law firm that closed you.
Yep, those areas, yeah. Yep. So, yep. So that's just part of that one. That's separate from the downtown one. So it's scattered all over, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all that stuff. Kind of down south a little bit. 7th Avenue gets a little bit. It's kind of random getting all the stuff we've missed over the years. So,
I was kind of wondering when I was going to be paying for Walmart.
well, avenues on either side of you are getting done. So,
The question I got is,
Dave, would you please come forward to the podium though? Sorry about that, but
that's all right.
just for the record.
Some of the questions I got are like, where's this quit? I mean, I get we got to fix some things up, but when I look at you guys are going to fix alleys, I mean, I got bigger concerns with my alley than that pavement there.
Well, a lot of alleys are deteriorating over the years and they're just going to get worse and they're going to get more expensive.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you look downtown, we've got 5 more empty buildings than we had a year ago. We got a jewelry store gone, we got a clothing store closed and left, we got Thirsties is gone, we got Nellie's is gone now. I mean,
you got the stores getting water in their basements. They're concerned about that. They want something done. You got competing people arguing the fact that when are you going to do something? And then I know it's expensive.
when I got my bill, when I was having water issues, I went and looked at my gutters and seen, make sure they're draining away.
Exactly.
Well, have them look at their gutters. I mean, some of them, go behind my building. I mean, I got a corner of a building that I don't even like sending my kids out to put garbage out. The whole thing's going to fall off. And 3 years I've been working on that project. I mean, been at the city office, I've been at the fire station, and now it's at the city's attorney. Been sitting in there on the city attorney's desk for how long? I mean, that building's going to come down, it's going to fall down, and I mean, there's things that we gotta look at doing here. Yesterday uptown there, I had at 11 o'clock, I had people in there drinking, opening shots. I mean, and we're worried about my alleys. I'm worried about, I just spent, I don't know, $20,000 putting new windows and doors in my building downtown, the beautification. And I look out the window and I don't see anything but plyboard and the buildings next to me. I'll just worry about that stuff.
And we do. Trust me, we're trying to fix that stuff, but it's not an easy fix. You gotta get people to, we gotta have codes and regulations on what your buildings can look like. We have a facade program that people don't take advantage of. That's supposed to enhance the outdoors or the exterior of all the buildings. But people
Well, that's what I did, but I
Yeah.
didn't use the program because it took forever to get anything done with it. I mean, Todd went a year without getting paid on it. So then I was gonna pay it, and then finally, did I pay it or did this? I paid it. I paid the whole damn thing. I paid my half. We waited for what, over a year, Todd? To get that paid. It never happened. So I paid it. And then the Forward Devils Lake office or wherever who ran that program sends me a bill for $34,000. Said I owe them that because I backed out of the program. Well, I'm telling you, I said, no, I don't owe you nothing. I paid it all. I paid it all. Well, no, that's not what our records said. Well, I said, you better check your records because I know my math is right. They came back 3 days later. So, oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, work with us down there on some of this stuff. I mean, everybody's bitching about the park benches, you know. I don't know if that's the problem or not, but on a Sunday morning, I got people are opening shots in my pizza shop. I mean,
just make a phone call. I mean, that's why we got the police department, Dave. You gotta utilize them. I mean, they
Yeah.
don't, I know they're down there, but you
Yeah,
know, they
they're-
probably just miss out on all that. You gotta take advantage of it.
there's a lot more that I'm more worried about than, you know, and paying, I don't know what it's gonna cost me over there. Do I just pay you the one amount here, the $284.10 on this one, the $312.28 on this one? Do I pay you the $82.85 on this one? Or, I mean, just pay you and then you guys are charging 6% interest over 15 years. I mean, it's like, it's minimal. I get that. I get that it's minimal, but there's just nothing downtown going on. I mean, I look at that building next to me and I'm like, beautification, what the hell? I got pigeons flying in and out of buildings up there.
I know what you're talking about. We've looked at it. I personally have looked at it. We need to do something. I totally agree with it. But we are so you know, I don't know, Jason, how we're tied up with all the legalities of this stuff.
Well, you can't, you know, you can't take away someone's property without due process.
Exactly.
And that's where the law is inconvenient. But if it was your building, if it was you, you'd want that opportunity to be heard and have notice of a fair hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to follow those procedures.
Right.
How long does that take?
Well,
we have the initial abatement notice and the amount of time that was specified, which depends on the condition of the property. After that, we're looking to schedule a hearing, which is basically an administrative hearing with the nuisance control officer. You have a 30-day period, being the maximum, not less than 10 days. So in reality, from the time you send out that notice, it's scheduling it 30 days from then. After that hearing, it depends on what the property owner says. But if you have a negative result, in other words, the property owner says, no, I'm not going to fix it or what have you, then we're going to court, and court takes a long time.
So where are we at on this? It's been well over 30 days. We're talking a couple of years here. And the building's been sold on back taxes to a new owner in this process, to somebody in Fargo that is not going to do anything. it's actually an emergency. The department, the city's own department put an emergency in on it because it's pretty dangerous.
The downtown structure that I'm aware of came to my attention in, I believe it was September of last year. So as to the 2 years, I can't speak to that. I wasn't the city attorney then.
It's when it came from the fire department over to you.
Yes.
Okay, and I'd been at the engineer's office since at least 2.5 years. And then they went up and looked at it and they said, this is really, your own garbage trucks are going down there and my dumpster's right below that. And I'm telling you, look at that. The only thing holding that whole corner on there is the power line or the cable lines. And if they snap, that whole corner's gonna come down. I don't know if your guy is gonna be underneath it or one of my kids that work up there, or if I'm gonna be underneath it. But it's pretty bad. And that's the same alley you're talking about doing. We want to redo the alley so the bricks can land on new pavement. I mean, come on. It's, it needs to be addressed.
We'll
I
get
mean,
it
you
done.
want us to keep putting money in the downtown area,
I agree with you. We'll take care of that. We'll follow up on that.
So do we pay this thing off once or do we have to do the 15 years?
We gotta wait for the final. That's just an estimate, Dave, there. That's just what they project. It could come in, depends on how the bids come in, could be less. Well, I mean,
I
that's,
don't think
you know,
it'll
if
be
you're,
less. I don't think it'll be less.
well,
This is a probable assessment or estimate where we're just telling you this is what it might cost for the project. Once it's completed, we get final dollars. We send out another letter saying this is what it actually is going to cost you. At that time, you can pay it right away, get it done off the books, or you could have it assessed to your property over 15 years.
At 6% interest.
Yep. So you have the option of doing either or, but it'll probably be next fall by the time anything gets assessed just based on the way projects
and
go.
what's the split on that again? Is there a split by
75-25.
75,
City
25?
75,
Okay.
resident assessed 25%. So
I mean, I just think we got to look at some of the other things downtown there too.
Well, I agree with you.
We're worried about the alleys. Let's fix some of the,
Well,
maybe the pigeon problem, so quit crapping on you when you take the garbage out. I mean,
We have started looking at the vagrancy and crime and everything downtown, and we're starting that process. So I just ask for a little time, a little grace on that, because I want to get that taken care of. I just want to do it the right way, and do it the legal way. So I'm really, we are working on that.
I understand that, and I'm looking at it this way too. Those people in those apartments up there, that's their yard down there. They don't have a yard.
Yep, and it's been
I'm
addressed.
compassionate about it.
Yep.
It's just that, we quit closing at 9, 10 o'clock at night. We close early because we have to, because we can't have the kids down there. You're talking, I got 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids working there.
And I've had parents contact me for kids that have worked there over time. And it's one of my concerns as well.
Yeah, and I'm trying to address it. I mean, it's something that, so we've cut our hours back, which cuts into everything else.
Yeah. It's a slow process with this too, and I hear all of your complaints, and I agree with you 100% on those buildings need to be fixed and everything down there. But I know you've heard this a million times. It's going to take time, and we're going to get to that. But we're just trying to start that process of getting, and you've been told it, never heard anything in the past. You can contact me at any time, and I'll give you an update on anything when it comes to that. And the buildings and stuff, I know the mayor's been talking. We got to get that stuff taken care of.
I mean, plyboard up windows.
The frustration is with us as well as you, with some of the legal things that we run into. We got a church that I'm still waiting to see what happens with that. That's frustrating. The whole roof's off. It's a eyesore. I mean,
Even the nuisances,
Maybe
we
a
try to
local-
do that.
it is. We went through we gotta,
Come on down
Fight
to
hard.
Walnut Street and turn and go all the way up that street there and see how many pickups and vehicles are sitting in front of a house and now they got two houses and there's like,
Yeah, the legal part of that came and bit us in the ass.
yeah, you know, I mean, there's lots of problems. I get it. And I don't mind paying my fair share, but I want something else done.
Yeah,
I mean,
you deserve it. I mean, we want to keep her. We spend a lot of money in this downtown. We have spent a lot of money and
yeah,
it looks great, but we have some issues and so we got to get people incentivized to utilize what we have available to try to take the boards off the windows. You know, we got an old library band building that's got broken windows in it.
yeah, I'm not dogging the cops. They've
No.
been good downtown. I'm telling you, you can't be up there. You know,
Well, we want them
24/7.
down there because its visibility is great. You know, I mean, it's helped a lot. I believe
It
made a
does,
difference.
but they do a good job downtown. I've never in my life thought I'd ever get it, but I got a phone call 3:00 in the morning from an officer saying, hey, we're doing door checks. I didn't even know they did door checks. Our door was unlocked, you know, thank you, you know.
Yep.
I mean, there's some good things happening, but
And you pay for them good things though, too. So appreciate that.
yeah, I'm paying.
Yeah,
all the
paying
time.
well. I know.
What else are we gonna come up with that I gotta pay for? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Well, hopefully,
We can help with the pigeons for free. I guarantee you that.
really,
I got some guys that take care of.
well, there's pigeons flying out of the dumpster when you take the garbage out, they come shooting out of there.
well,
That corner shifted so bad that the back door has.
we will, we're going to follow up on that.
Okay.
I'll assure you of that. We'll follow up on that.
Because I turned that in as an emergency, where the engineers went and looked at it and said, now this has to get fixed.
I agree with, there's this concern there.
Yeah, so.
So that is in the legal process right now, that building?
It is, okay.
Good.
That's been that way for a long time.
I know. We got, I don't know, Jason, I know you can't speed them up, but
We couldn't do it.
maybe we can look
What's
into
that?
that.
We were gonna train in that building. and
I was gonna bring
we
my
wouldn't.
Bobcat in
Got
and
sick.
accidentally bump that corner.
Well, I personally, I think it needs to come down.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be a little chunk when it comes. It's a, you know, when the cracks are getting worse. They get quite a bit
They
worse.
should, they do some work in that alley, they should be very careful.
Yeah. No,
If you start vibrating the ground there, that building's gonna come down.
Is there anything engineers can do to brace that? Just so it doesn't collapse
we
on
can't really do
somebody?
much with, not our owner, if we don't own it.
You could make that building structurally sound if you wanted, to have the right time and money, but private building like that, you know, we start doing stuff and then charging people after the fact, that's, you know, we can do whatever, just.
Well, we gotta make it safe. I guess
Yeah,
we
just
have that
safety
authority.
somewhere.
Yeah, just the safety
Your
part. of it's
garbage
fine.
dumpsters, there's two of them sitting there
Yeah.
and one across the street. And, you know, them trucks bouncing them things around, that thing, all it's holding is the old cables from cable TV and stuff like that. You could play a banjo on it.
Which
That's how
building
tight
are we
they
talking about?
The old, well, I call it the old Mahoney Clinic. I don't know what it's.
Sharks?
It's,
Is it-
no,
does it
it's,
say Sharks on it? Is
no,
that
it's
the
the IOOF building or
It's
something. It's on, right on the alley.
So
Yeah,
Crofton
it's a
Lock.
clinic, it's kind of an L-shaped building.
Yeah. Well, that's the one next to it. That,
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
this is the old clinic building, the old lawyer building,
Yeah.
Cloudy and Christensen.
Right, the one next to it's got the tarps
Right.
hanging in the windows and looks really good. And then you got the Jones's Law Firm building down there with plyboard up windows and, you know.
So can we contact, you said it's a private owner that owns that building?
Yeah.
Can we contact that owner
Well,
and? I
the
mean,
owner once was in Florida, if I remember right, because I got involved in trying to send them letters and nothing got done.
Well,
No.
they got sold on back taxes and I believe somebody in Fargo owns it now. Is what I've been told.
I think we should, I think we should have the engineers go down and structurally look at all of what's down there, just so we know as a commission. And then,
What we need to do is we have the nuisance, public health, because pigeons are public health.
Yeah.
And get a city representative, maybe Devin or somebody.
You know, we can't just walk into a private building.
Not walk in, I'm talking
But
about.
also I just remind, like, our engineers are civil engineers, they're not.
Yeah, they're not
structural
constructed.
engineers, right? So, I think just if anything, listening to the conversation, listening to Mr. Friday's comments, I'll make sure that, you know, between fire inspection, city attorney, I think everybody's kind of aligned. We're making sure that the ball is moving forward and progress is being made. on a daily basis, the best that it can be, and we'll continue to update you. How's that?
Well, it's been a while, so I do sympathize with that.
I
I do
hate
know
coming in
that.
here complaining, but.
No, you have every right. That's what we're here for, you know, as far,
We've identified them ourselves, to be honest with you. We have.
and it's just very frustrating when we can't do any more than we're already doing, and it just gets that as irritated as you guys are.
But
Trust me.
I didn't come in here to dog the
No.
downtown the
You're-
cops or anything
No.
because.
That's
they're up
okay.
here all
He's
the
got
time.
thick shoulders.
Yeah, they can take it.
I know they can.
No, we understand.
Thank
You know, you're paying for things and we have a reason to make things safe
It's
also.
nice to be reminded of these things so it doesn't get pushed to the back.
Yeah. And these alley things, it's not a large dollar amount. It's just that when you just got done doing a downtown improvement and you get letters in the mail, 3 of them, and say, hey, we're gonna fix the street over on Walnut Street. I'm like, well, did they pay for my downtown? You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of a question I got. And then you know, it's not a big amount of money. It's just, I mainly wanted to come here and complain about the building.
Okay,
So,
well, appreciate that. So thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we still have action, the resolution.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for Street Improvement District 8325.
Okay, Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second it.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 7, a resolution determining insufficient protests were filed for Street Improvement District 8425.
Similar resolution, insufficient protest. This is for 13th Avenue Northeast between 6th Street and 10th Street, kind of the windy roads up there, as well as 6th Street between 12th and 14th. It's all part of the same city mill and overlay project.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution determining insufficient protests for Street Improvement District 8425.
Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second it.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 8, resolution determining insufficient protests were filed for Street Improvement District 8525. Here's where Todd would like to come and speak.
Todd Thompson, Devils Lake Glass and Paint. It's not really about the money or anything. It's about the engineering side on my alleyway and on my front. I get swimming pools. You guys tried to fix a swimming pool in the front. Every time it rains, people can't park in front of my building. They walk through a puddle of water. In my back, same thing happens. It pulls up and back there. Is there a talk about which way it's going to run or how you're going to slope it or?
That's, as when we're putting those plans together, that's our hope is to get everything. I believe that section I'm trying to think into my head right now, it runs to the east,
Yep.
back out into Fifth Avenue.
Yep.
You know, we're going to try to, some areas we're going to end up milling and overlaying. Some we're going to just end up overlaying and tying in so water can flow properly. That's going to be a big part of it.
Because you know there's a bunch of cement slabs there.
Yep. So
You plan on grinding all those out or?
some of them, yep. There's a lot of stuff in the alleys that you got gas meters, you got standpipe, you got all sorts of stuff, power poles. There's gonna be a lot of handwork, a lot of cleaning all that up. So as part of the plan, we're including in that, we're trying to get it to flow as best, there's gonna be some tie-ins where it's gonna be tough to tie into, like for yours, for instance, you've got a little bit of a parking area back there too.
Yeah, I'm high in the alley.
We want to make sure we can tie into those best we can, so we're not pushing water from the alley to the homeowner or the business.
Is it plan on milling and then?
Yeah,
Right.
the plan is to mill and overlay.
Okay.
A majority of them. Some of those we're just not gonna be able to mill them because there's nothing there. It's not gonna help
What are
with
you gonna,
drainage.
because we get, just like they get 10 semis a day.
And that'll all be very similar to the downtown project where we're gonna have to work with you guys to figure out.
No, I mean, as far as, will the overlay last?
Yep, that's the hope, that's the plan.
It's not concrete.
Nope, not gonna be concrete. It's gonna be an asphalt overlay, probably limited to 2 inches. you know, depending on what we
They'll
end up
take
doing.
semi-loads.
It'll hold up just as well, you know, it'll hold up better than what it has now because it's gonna be better, fresher mix. But yes, everything down there should be solid.
The other thing I got is the streets are awful. They're getting there. I should say that. Because you guys see it like I see it. And that was that 20 years ago? 93, maybe?
92.
So
92.
It almost killed us. The sidewalk almost killed us again. You know, what kind of project or time frame when you get started, or what's the plan, or because you know, those are things that we need to think about as businesses, is how we getting our loads in, how we doing it.
And we'll try to treat it very similar to the downtown, where once we get the, you know, I can speak as much as I want, but once the contractor comes in, you know, we're going to talk to them and we're going to make sure we limit how an alley, you know, just like when we mill and overlay a road in town, maybe we pave it one night and it's open in the morning.
Okay.
You know, we'll go around, we'll try to figure out truck days for everybody. I know your alley with
It's
you
constant.
and Old Main, it's constant. They're always there. We'll try our best to accommodate that. You know, there may be a day or two where a truck has to deliver somewhere else.
Sure.
But we'll, you know,
Or else we can tell our
Yep.
truckers not to come.
Yep, and we'll communicate that with you throughout the project. When we put our mill and overlay plans together, we require access at all times. That access may be slightly limited, but we can't just shut those off unless we give you enough notice.
So you guys are working on the wiring too? What's out of subject, but
Yeah, no, that's
kind
fine.
of ties into what
Yep.
we're doing.
Otter Tail has a project going. I can't speak to exactly what they're planning to do to get rid of all the overhead wiring. I do know they have a pretty long-term project going right now they've discussed it. I don't know exactly what that entails as far as getting rid of overhead wiring.
I didn't know if it tied in with the city or.
Yeah, well, it would be helpful if they could do that.
We've
That'd be
communicated
wonderful.
with all the utilities, gas, power, all that, letting them know that project's coming. Or if they want to get some old gas meters or standpipes out of there, now's the time. So hopefully we can clean up, but you know, we're kind of.
Do you have steam tunnels in your alley too?
On the front side, because like our basement still got the big,
Yep. Okay.
yeah, so.
There's a lot of steam manholes, steam tunnels that run all throughout downtown. We've patched a few in the last handful of years just because we've had issues with them. You know, to fully patch all those, that would have taken that project to a different level. So we're going to address problems as they come up. But as of now, we're.
Yeah, just my concern is it seems like it just keeps coming at us. You know, I mean, the timing's bad. You know, taxes last year went up. You know, it's just part of the deal. So, you know, cost of doing business for us, it's getting close.
I know.
You guys might want us out.
Well, you know, the problem is we have the same issues with our buildings and stuff. You know, they're getting older and they require a lot of money. And you know, where do you get the money you have to pay for them? A roof to replace is $300,000 to $400,000.
Yeah, I can't.
I know.
I'm working with because all our buildings are through the foundation, you know.
Mhm.
She made all those things, so it makes it difficult to do improvements with that stuff.
Sure.
You know, I mean, but there's a guy that, there's a plan. I was gonna talk to Brady about it, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, you know, that's my only concern. When I got this, I went, oh,
Here we go again. Yeah.
you know, and because it's important, because I can't carry that cost. So who gets it?
Yeah.
Consumers.
Right. Yeah.
If we push one consumer away, it's something else.
It
You know,
is.
because and then they talk about, this is off the record again, but they talk about, you guys want a new building or
Well-
remodel a building, and they
Mhm.
want to move too, and you know, so.
Well, if we remodel a building downtown, we're hoping that helps the downtown area, you know, that would be kind of
Yeah.
nice too. Take one of those abandoned buildings and make something of it.
Yeah, forget it. How far does 8525 go? Who gets tied into that one?
It's everybody with an asphalt alley, so it includes like City Hall, get it, our alley behind, the alley behind like the Just for Kicks over there on 6th Street. It goes all the way to 7th Avenue behind the old Good Sam.
How far does it go to the east? Like Good Sam, old Good Sam?
Old Good Sam, yep.
Because a lot of those buildings are nonprofits, so they're not getting tied in, right?
Yeah, I don't know who owns that thing
As
now.
far as special assessments go?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, even the city has to pay the special assessments. We literally have to transfer money from one account to another, write ourselves a check.
So like the new safe place and all that.
Every,
they're getting
nobody
with
is
the
exempt.
Ramsey County Housing or North Central Housing.
Nobody except the federal government, i.e. the post office, they're exempt from special assessments. That's the only property. And I think the fair housing might be exempt. as
Ramsey
well.
County Housing. I
Housing.
believe, is exempt
Ramsey
as
County,
well.
but those are the only two that are exempt. Otherwise, everybody else has to pay special assessments. Even the city of Devils Lake, the public school district, the park district, everybody has to pay.
Yeah, because I don't mind paying it, like they paying our share, but
Yeah.
you know, some of these people are getting benefits without doing nothing.
Sounds to me like we're paying that twice. We gotta pay you guys, and then you guys pay them, and
We're just paying ourselves. It's a
money's
wash.
getting
It's a
paid
wash.
twice.
No,
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. So, heads up for, fire department did a nice job today, taking the tree down.
oh, how did you like that down in that area? I think that
part
will work
is-
out well for
We
you.
just gotta keep progressing the park.
Yep, I
you
think
know,
you're right.
somehow, You know, that
Ideas are always welcome.
baby steps, you know, but that's part of the, and keeping the improvements going and,
I thought it was a fun day, fun
Yeah.
event that day too, so.
yeah, but I wish it would have stayed up and lit it all year long. Like I did,
We took it down at the chamber's request.
so. Yes, you did, yes, you did, so, well, thanks.
Easier going down than going up, right?
Way easier.
Thanks, Todd. Okay, we have action to take on this one.
Yeah, I'll just expand on that a little bit, that this same resolution protests that, you know, like we talked about there, it covers all downtown alleys, you know, within the downtown area, including one block north and east of it. So it would include like our asphalt alley back here, there's one a block over to the west. Like the Good Sam, One Stop has an asphalt alley, we're gonna repair all asphalt alleys within the downtown region. And that includes one block north and east of it. As well as there's 3 or 4 parking lots that haven't been touched in a while. The post office parking lot. We see here, what do we got? VFW parking lot, State Farm or Farmers Union over behind like Levers. And then they call it the Ray Standard lot, which would be by like Rich Sager Crop. Those will all get done as part of that project and assessed to the appropriate, you know, parking authorities or whoever it might be, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for determining insufficient protests, determining insufficient protests for street improvement district 8525.
Commissioner Pierce.
Second.
Commissioner Hatch, second. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And then tell Mike to lay off next year.
This is a quiet one.
Item 9, designate depositor for certificate of deposit for $726,000.
Yeah, Mayor and Mo, members of the commission. Back in early 2023, got authorization from the city commission to invest the city's money in CDs and U.S. treasuries. At the time, there was a really high rise in interest rates. It was going up really, really quick. And we were able to get much more favorable rates by having them brokered around the country, as kind of the North Dakota banking region was very slow to increase when it went out. So we had invested those funds outward, and now the interest rates have kind of steadied. The rates around here are competitive with those around the country. And so we have a U.S. Treasury that was, it was a 2-year Treasury that expired, and informally bid that around with the banks around the community, and would like the commission to approve depositing it at First United at a rate of 4.21% on a 2-year CD. And again, I informally did all the banks around town that we kind of have a relationship with. It wasn't like a formal bidding process, but I do have the emails and the formal tabulation. I didn't include that. I didn't include the whole tabulation in there, but I can. The First United Bank, the 4.21% was over 15 points higher than the next closest bank. So
This doesn't need a formal bidding.
no. And honestly, to be frank, you guys had authorized me to invest the money, and this is specifically in the water source replacement fund. But just given the fact that we're going to invest it locally and it's at that dollar amount, it's best that the commission approves it. I don't just do it. Just be frank. So
I'll make a motion to approve the deposit of the certificate of deposit.
Commissioner Kanowski, motion.
Then I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch, second. Any further discussion? No further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Hatch.
Aye.
Commissioner Ulicap.
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce. Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
President Moe.
Aye, motion carried. Item 10, budget amendment 2409, budget to actual.
Just pretty self-explanatory. That's the end of the year budget amendment, from what they budgeted to what they actually were. The numbers are very big because specific budgeted amounts weren't listed for the the airport construction projects, and then our construction projects as well. So it just basically puts us in a line with what really occurred. And again, we'll give you a detailed rundown of everything that happened in 2024 that's of relevance at the next meeting.
So no action necessary?
You just need you guys to approve the budget amendment.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Originally,
I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendment.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Second.
Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? No further discussion, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Ulicap.
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
President Moe.
Aye. Motion carried. No citizen comment, informational item on the financial report, and if there's no other business, motion to approve the bills as listed.
Make a motion to approve the bills as listed.
I'll second.
Commissioner Kanowski, seconded by Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? No further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Ulicap.
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
President Moe.
Aye, motion carried. Any other business to come before the commission? If not, meeting adjourned. Yeah.
Who's in charge of like the old, the water?
Should we just end the meeting?
Yeah.
Wants to just talk
Yeah.
to somebody.
The old TV
Okay,
stuff?
the meeting's over.
In my building downtown, my job starts